Okay, next up is going to be to add in some of the logos that are required. In this case, the PEGI rating. Okay, the PEGI rating obviously advises how old you have to be in order to play the game. Now again, you'll need to think about your project, you'll need to think about your design brief, and who this game is actually aimed for. Okay, so for me, it needs to be a 3+ game because Sonic the Hedgehog should be able to be played by anybody. So, as you can see, I've got one logo on the spine and I've got one logo on the front cover. Now I've put that over in the bottom left because that is a common thing done with games, but you may choose to move that over to the other corner. But never have it flat up against. Always move it slightly off. It's just good layout that way. Okay, exactly the same on the spine. I haven't actually put it all the way to the bottom or all the way to the side. Okay, it just makes for much better layout. Okay, now to get these logos, the best way of doing it is to go onto Google. So I went onto Google, onto Bing, and searched for PEGI rating, and I got a good image here that actually contains all of them. Now, if like me you've gone for an image like this, you right click and copy and you come into Photoshop and you paste in with Control V. What you have here is every single logo, and we don't want every single logo. So instead, what we can do, quite simply, is to copy just a section. So I'm going to go to my rectangular marquee tool. Now from this rectangular marquee tool, I can try and be really accurate, and I can drag a box around the bit that I want. But that's quite difficult because I may still get a slight bit of white. So I'm actually going to drag a little further out and I'm going to select that bit. Now this is on this layer here called layer 1, and I'm going to delete that in a second because I don't need it. And I'm going to press Ctrl J. Now when I press Ctrl J, that will duplicate, but it will only duplicate what I've selected. So what you'll have on this layer 2 is just the PEGI 3 rating. Now with that, I can then take my magic eraser and get rid of the edges. So it's a really nice, easy way to get a good quality logo. Now for me, I don't need any of these other ratings, okay? Things like bad language, discrimination, drugs, fear, etc. because they're not in my game. But if you do have any of these things, then you're going to have to make sure you include them. Now a good place to include them is probably going to be, and if I zoom out a moment, along here, okay? Just above where it says Xbox Live, online multiplayer, etc. You can copy those doing exactly the same method as I've just shown you. When you've got it, obviously you don't need to go and copy it again. You can press Ctrl J and you can have as many as you like. Now I've already done mine, so I'm going to delete those and just quickly once again just show you where I've put them. Okay, so I've got one on the spine and one on the front cover.